Oh, hi. Hi.
Till I fuck it up. She's on a mission, got a mission. She's on a mission.
Welcome to the Sanja Ganja Show, humans. Thanks for tuning in to season 3. I am your host, Sanja Ganja. I'd spark that joint if I were you. You have now entered Sanjaland, a place where we discuss this thing called life. Hi. My special guest and I are discussing some super deep topics. We're going to dive into his experience with police brutality, how he feels and how I feel about Kill All Cops movement, how racism is not just one-sided. We're also going to talk about how rappers promote violence to the youth. So be careful, because this episode may trigger you into a field of truth or just trigger you into being just upset. It's up to you. But before we get into the debauchery, be sure to subscribe and like my channel because as you know, we lived in a shadow band world and I'm a shadow band girl. Music really is the answer. Music and cannabis, I really do think would change the world. We just need to like hot box the White House, you know, and then just fucking blast them with some good music and just rage, you know. Woo! I hope the Clintons don't kill me for that one. In all seriousness, I really do appreciate you guys watching the show and sticking with me all these years and joining along this journey because this really does mean the world to me because I do feel like planting seeds of knowledge is where it's at. No matter if we disagree, agree, what have you, I can love you no matter what. And that should be the lesson of all of this. Yo, what up? Young one Micah, my man. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Hey, what's good? It's One Young in the building. I'm honored to be in here with my girl, Sanja Ganja, and on the Ganja show, I'm honored to be a guest and be a part of anything that has to do with my friend, Sanja.
All fucking day long, my man.
So it's been all organic vibes since day one, you know, and I'm a organic person, so that's what I'm all about.
And that's what this show's all about. I bring people on here that I support, I love, I fuck with your music. I've been messing with you for a long time because you've been supporting me. Let's just be 100. You are the one, because I don't be checking my messages as much as I should be. Young one Micah hails from New Orleans, but right now is currently in Portland, where he's just been killing it on the mic. He's just killing it with his views, everything he's doing. He's also a model. I already know y'all ladies been peeping. Y'all better watch out now. Tell them what it is you do, what you love, and what you got going on right now. This way they know who they're talking to, because we got some deep shit we're about to talk about.
From New Orleans, I started out doing music when I was more so in college. I was rapping on my phone, right? And people would hear the songs that I was rapping on my phone. And they was like, yo, dude, you so fucking cold. You should go to the studio. I'm like, nah, man, I don't really want everybody to look at me like I'm just some rapping. Like, I'm in college for engineering, bro. I'm trying to get to the bag. Like, you better than the rappers that's out, bro. So I started sending the songs to people that had studios. And all of them wanted me to come record there for free, but they also wanted to get on the song with me.
Your first song went viral. And what was the first song that you did?
Books of War. It's a MF Doom sample, RIP.
Woo! Yes, RIP. Yo, we lost some serious ones over the last 2 years. It's been really rough. Yeah. For you to do that even before the peak, I mean...
One of my other biggest songs was In the City, but it could really get tricky. Got a lot the game with the... or All About My Hustle, Just Like I'm Nipsey. Yeah, I can't still think of it's about my hustle just like I'm Nipsey. That was the hook at the end. I said that three years at least before he passed away. Cause I've been tapping into hip hop and shit, you know, like I ain't just riding the waves.
Well, and that's something we're gonna talk about, you know, because you said something super influential to me, which is what I think makes you very special. You know, you think it's important. You think a lot of things are important that I also agree with you on. But one of the things that really like touched me about you was how you were talking about the elite rappers and like the top 10% and how they affect the youth with preaching about violence. I'm like, yo, he's right. He's fucking right.
That's the fact of the matter, but they're not even doing that probably 100% by choice. They pay, they just, you know, some people let money move them, and I never been in that position, so I can't judge them for that, because I can't judge nobody. But I know that once you get into that top percent and you get like a 50 mil off of, or 100 M's off of the top 10%, they probably not choosing to rap about like all of these topics that's so hurtful to the community. But the higher ups, the executives, the owners of these companies, like, you know, they're most likely influencing them.
Yes.
You know, do this or rap like this or look like this, you know, so you could push this motive onto the kids, you know, so they, you know, because we making money off of the next kid that's come up doing the same stuff and have a story of doing it. So it's like a repeated cycle at this point.
And that is it. That's it right there. It's a repeated cycle. It's just like the projects. I mean, the projects, if you actually look up what statistically, because I'm all about data, if you look up the business side of how projects even came about, it came about as a project to segregate the Black folks in a community that was supposed to be rural, which wasn't, you know, which obviously became a ghetto. Because of that, they shut off water, expanded on people needing food, welfare, violence, all these things. So that in itself was a scientific way of creating ghettos, right? And so it works. So this, in a sense, is the same thing. It's a cash cow.
It's definitely like technical or, you know, strategic.
It is. It's straight up. It's like a method to their madness. I mean, how does that feel as a rapper, watching all this stuff happen, watching the cancel culture, watching the top 10%? How does that make you feel? And like, weed help you keep going?
To me, it's all about, music has always just been about me giving my story or just releasing my emotions. So, you know, that just kind of give me more emotion to feed off of, if anything, you know. So I think, yeah, it just give me more drive. I'm not really, you know, looking to be that type of artist ever in my life, honestly. I'm not trying to be the top 10 artist, top 100 artist. I'm trying to write for them, maybe. You could be that if I wanted to, but that's not really what I want to be. I want to be one of the people that making changes. I don't want to be a puppet. You know?
What's some advice you would give them right now?
Just stay true to yourself, first of all. Don't say no shit on a rap song that sound like my nephew would say it. And my nephew like 5, and I got another nephew that's like 3. And I hate when I rhyme like, man, I'm so sad. I got you so mad. Like, what? Like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
Yo.
I be like, this is disrespectful to me and every other rapper that's actually rapping. Like,
yo, you dropped the bomb. You dropped a bomb. And I've been telling people all year, don't be triggered by season 3. This is going to trigger some people. It's going to upset some people.
Like, they got some simple words that rhyme, that fit, you know. It's not all about rapping like Eminem, you know, but at the same time, like, you got to be able to show me more than that at some point. Like, that can't be my first and only thing that I see of you is you doing some kind of song like that. And I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'm a rapper, so it's hard. You got to impress me. Not where my appreciation for rap ever came from. I listened to some of it, you know. I listen to all genres of rap.
Right.
But like, my appreciation to where I became a rapper came from the point where I seen that rap started because they wanted to give people, Black people that moved to New York, something better to do.
We need an outlet.
They had a Harlem Renaissance. All the Black people moved to New York, and they needed something better to do because they was just trying to make money, but they wasn't getting jobs because they were Black, and they was on the streets hustling, stealing, and snatching bags and selling crack and doing all bad shit. So they was like, yo, bro, we could just come to these shows and like party, bro, just chill, like. And they start making money kind of like that, I guess. But police even start shutting that down eventually. They would break dancing and spray painting and shit. But
okay, so you're a survivor of police brutality. Not a lot of people have experienced this. I've experienced myself, but tell the people what you went through. What was that like? Walk me through it.
It was just a normal day, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be smiling because it's not funny at all, but I'm trying to remember it like vividly so I can tell you the exact story. Cavs was playing the Warriors in the finals one game, and I was watching it just chilling on the sofa at my mom's crib because it's summertime. And I was in college. I was in college in Lafayette, Louisiana, but I lived in New Orleans. Halftime came. I went outside and went in my car around the corner to smoke a blunt, so I could be high for the next half because I just wanted to enjoy the next half better. And riding back up to my house, like literally, like the house from my house, I seen like a cop car come around the corner, and it drove past me. And I tried to hurry up and drive into my driveway, and then another cop car came around the corner too, and it stopped behind me and then he turned lights on, then another one came, then another one came. Then they all came out to the car to me. They was like, I think there was like hands on the wheel. But then at the same time, they was like, get out the car. They was like, are there any weapons in the car? I'm like, no. I was like, all I got is just a little weed. Cause I was trying to be upfront with them, you know.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to get out of the car, they ended up like slamming me on the ground. I was trying to let them know that I lived at that house. Like I was trying to show them my ID, but they like snatched my dope, and snatched my dope and like slammed me on the ground, had my hands behind my back. And I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? Like, what y'all doing? Like, chill. Kind of like, I wasn't trying to resist, but I'm like, I'm steadily saying, I live here. That's all I remember really saying is, I live here. And then eventually my stepdad came outside. That's when they kind of chilled out and like let me get off the ground and shit. And that's my son. He lives here. At one point, when a police officer had me on my back, I just had to just completely sit still because I wasn't really resisting, but I just was like, I had never been arrested before, so I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what is going on? That's what I really wanted to know. Like, are you arresting me for weed or something? Like, what is going on? Like, and he's just like, you don't stop. I'll bust your fucking head wide open. I was like, yo, what? I was like, let me just chill, bro. I'm not trying to die right now with no weed.
Right.
They took me in, and everybody else that he arrested, they was like, this dude, I don't want, like, he was beating everybody up.
Damn.
Ass cop. I don't know what was wrong with him.
Do you ever do anything about it?
I got out of jail.
So they had no reason to actually stop you. They had no reason to actually give you any type of force the way that they did. And luckily you got away with your life. So how do you feel then now about the whole kill all cops movement? I mean, do you feel that way? Do you feel like all cops should just fucking die?
No, that's fucked up. That's like saying anybody of any profession should all die. Only thing is about all cops should die that I understand is that it isn't true, but also cops should be holding each other accountable, and they aren't, because some are killing people. So that means the next cop isn't holding the next one accountable. So that's the problem.
Kill all cop movement, I can't personally get behind, because yes, I've had police treat me very badly. Yes, I've had some violence, sure. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stereotype all cops, because I've also had cops help me as well, you know, in situations. So, you know, what line in the sand where we say, okay, we got to like change how we're talking, because these kids right now that are growing up are hearing the kill all cops movement, and they're saying to them.
Because first of all, if you kill a cop, you gotta do some serious time. So I don't know who saying it, because I don't know when they say that, who they mean is going to do it, because that's some serious time. It just don't even make sense. Like, I don't know.
I mean, what do you think the answer is? I mean, obviously we got to hold the cops accountable, and I think
the police system needs some Restructure.
Straight up. Restructure, retrain, redo it all. But we still need...
They need to be trained in school longer than cosmetologists. You know, a cosmetologist could have to go to school for 3 to 6 months, versus the police have to go to school for like 8 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy. If you can hold a gun and take somebody's life, you know, whether you're defending yourself or whatever, you know, I don't think 8 weeks of training, 6 weeks of training, I don't even think 3 years is enough. I mean, a doctor has to go to school for how many years before he can cut somebody open? Come on, you know, I mean, and that's the theme of this episode is really the logic. Where's the logic? You know, where's the logic? And that goes back to the 10% of rappers that are in the elite that are rapping about shooting people, killing people, you know, and doing things like that, but have never actually lived that life. And look, if you have lived that life, you are allowed to rap on it. That's why we live in America. We got some free speech. Absolutely.
Yeah, does have a freedom of speech, but at the same time, most people that live that life don't really glorify it as much after they just tell their story. Glorified is like the ones that you could tell probably didn't really like, you know, they just trying to put up a front.
That's exactly. I mean, I feel like violence is being more and more accepted, and that's what's scary. Like the whole purge deal seems like they're trying to legalize that shit sooner than later. But I feel like with music and with cannabis, I do think those can heal the world. You know, I mean, Bob Marley did it with his music, with the offbeat. The offbeat scientifically actually calms you down. I mean, I can tell you so many times that in my personal life, listening to Nas helped my parents not get a divorce, and you know, like helped me get through not fighting every single day in school. And you know, for me, I'm mixed, so when I lived in Florida, I would get jumped by rednecks, but then when I moved back home to little Detroit, where I'm from, born and raised, all the black girls were jumping me. So it was I got racism from both sides. So let's talk about it. You know, do you feel racism can only happen if you are non-black? I mean, that's the only way to say it.
So I think it can only happen if you're non-black. Nah, racism is like a 4 or 5 way street. Like it goes in all directions. I feel like, you know, a black person could be racist to a white person. People of every race that's racist to another race. They got people that's racist to their own race.
Where's the line? You know what I mean? Like Bill Cosby is a really good example, because it's like Bill Cosby did a lot for the black community, a lot for the black culture. He did a lot for young black men watching the show growing up. He did a lot for young people in general watching the show. But he raped a bunch of women as well. So do we now cancel his shit and say we don't watch it ever again? Or do we, you know, it's I don't have an answer. I don't know. But I know that the world thinks they know, and I just don't understand. I don't know if I can get with this whole, I'm so sure that I never want to see it again.
The Bill Cosby one, if he raped all them women, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I know, it's hard.
They should have been, I don't know. I can't say nothing about that situation because that one went crazy. That's like Tory Lanez.
But everybody forgot now, and everybody's still listening to Tory Lanez, and Tory Lanez was just featured in Jack Harlow's shit. Don't nobody care now. So what I can't get behind,
girl in the foot.
I know. So you know how the community right now in general, humans in general, are hypocritical. That's my problem. Like I agree with almost everything everybody's saying. The problem is they're not consistent. You know, it's like, you know, you're mad at Bill Cosby, you're mad at R. Kelly, but you're not mad at Tory Lanez. You're not mad at Chris Brown. Everybody forgot Chris Brown beat the fuck out of Rihanna. Nobody cares. I mean, everybody forgot. I'm like, did you forget? I mean, how do you not care? It's the same thing as Nikes. Everybody loves their Nikes and their Jordans, but it's little kids that made that shit for fucking 5 cents in another country. And you're paying $400 or $500 for them shoes. And those are the deep things that it's like hard to talk about unless you're high, of course. You know, but I don't know the answer. But the only way that we're gonna find that answer is at least by bringing it up. And right now I feel like everybody's like, oh, it's the elephant in the room. Shut your mouth or you're canceled. Shut up. Shh, 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 you know?
Right. Everybody quick to cancel somebody.
So does that make it hard for you to make music? It's like, you know?
Nothing I feel like I say in my music can make anybody that was a real supporter of me in the first place cancel me. So I said something, I remember saying something about like on my Twitter about Black lives can never matter until Black lives start killing themselves. Black people stop killing themselves. And then quoting that from something I heard. And then people was attacking me on my Twitter telling me black on black violence was created by the government, that black on black violence isn't real, black on violence. Feel like you're a goon and shit, like trying to attack me. And I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. Like, do y'all not realize that if black people, like, it's just that if people, like, it's a statistic that if black people didn't kill each other, there would be more black people that automatic.
Period. We can't just categorize everybody just real quick. You know, we can't just stereotype everybody. And that's the scariest thing to me right now, because you and I, we grew up saying, don't stereotype me. Don't stereotype me. Don't walk across the street just because I'm walking right here. Don't be scared of me. You know, we're over here covering up our blackness or whatever. But now it's being promoted to stereotype. Now everything, I mean, you can't turn on the TV without it being, you know, diversity matters. And I do believe that you should know about your culture. Yes, absolutely. My dad made sure I knew about my black side. My dad made sure, my mother made sure I knew about my Polish side. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're cramming it down everybody's throat and it's like everything is like either a rainbow or kill all cops or Black Lives Matter or, you know, some type of category, how are we being prosperous and elevating ourselves and becoming one if we're saying that one is better than the other?
Stay out the way then, stay out your way.
Mind your business. The projects you have coming up this year, because obviously in COVID, you know, it's hard. You couldn't go out to events, you couldn't perform, you know, so are you trying to do that this year a lot more? Is it opening up in Portland?
Yeah, one of the main projects that I'm working on with my album is going to be titled MICAH, and it's going to be like a fast-paced album to transition, like a slow pace, and then more so it's going to be like a vibe to more catch a vibe towards the end, and just like, you know, more upbeat stuff on the first half of the album. So I'm not really gonna switch it up, but it's gonna be, you're gonna be kind of able to notice the vibe transition, I think.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's gonna be like 12 songs.
Ooh, I remember when I used to put on a CD or put on a tape, and they would have like 3 songs, 4 songs. That's it, you know. So I'm glad. Put a bunch of bangers on that shit and drop it. I can't wait. All right, so let's lighten up the mood a little bit because we got a little deep for a little bit. Let me tell people how good you are. So first of all, you can find him on SoundCloud, you can find him on YouTube, you can find him on everything possible online right now. So there's no excuse as to why you don't listen to his stuff right after this, okay? So make sure you go subscribe, go look him up, go follow him on SoundCloud, and also follow him on Instagram. But before we head up on out of here, check him out.
Passenger to rev run, then I run off. I put the quarter in the game slot and got a gumball. Run off on the plug like I run on the Walmart car. Start the car up, no key. I'm ASAP mobbing with the squad, we be so deep. 3 million niggas ignorant, cuff your bitches like the police. But I smoke more weed than DMX and belly bitches breakfast at night. And your hoe cooking naked, what is pressure to a diamond?
It's better to talk things out and figure out ways to, like, you know, stand for other things than just, you know, killing each other. Like, ain't nothing wrong with a fist fight because, you know, you should be able to handle your wins and your losses like a man. But at the end of the day, you know, we gotta be able to stick together, especially as Black people and colored people. You just gotta just carry yourself in just peace and high spirit and, you know, give your love to the people that deserve it and, you know, vibrate in high frequencies, that type of stuff. So.
All day. You heard it right here first on the motherfucking Sanja Ganja show. My man, young one MICAH, I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait to watch you live. You guys look out for him everywhere because he is really, truly doing his thing. And if you really do want to see some music, here's some music that is truly going to uplift you and tell you something straight. You want to learn something? You better go listen to this shit right now. Thank you so much for being here. You know I love you, man. And we will definitely be catching up soon.
For sure. I appreciate you for having me. It's a pleasure to be a guest on your show.
I appreciate you, man. We'll be talking soon.
Know the women dig that. Wear your chin strap, cause where your head is, where I hit at. Peeling backwoods as I sit back.